Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. And today we're looking at the blister pack Sabine Wren Zeb Orrelios for the Star Wars Imperial Assault Tyrants of Lothal expansion set. Now this is an interesting little blister pack because it comes with two characters, so we'll have a look at these guys first. They are of course of very high quality sculpt, so for the hobbyists out there this will be a fun one to paint. Now, as you can see, there is the two of them. The figures have come out very well and they're very dynamic poses and very well defined. So that should be an interesting and fun one to do. As for the characters themselves, we'll have a look at the first one, which is Zeb Orrelios. So he comes with +3 accuracy, +2 damage if you score a surge, and also on another surge you get +2 accuracy and you recover 1 hit point. He also has a bow rifle staff strike where once during your activation you may perform a melee attack using 2 red dice without spending an action. So that's one interesting way of doing a lot of damage. He has 15 health, 4 speed, he has 1 black defense dice, and he has an attack with a blaster of 1 red dice and 1 green dice. Now you have only 1 card of him. You have 2 cards for Sabine Wren, one of course for the campaign and one for the expansion. There is no major difference between the 2 cards with the exception of the starting stats. For the campaign, she has, if you roll a surge, you get Pierce 2 or +1 damage. You also have evasive maneuvers where you can move up to 4 spaces and then recover 2 hit points. You also have a parting gift where once during your activation you may choose a space within 3 spaces and roll 1 green dice. And every other figure or object on or adjacent to that space suffers damage equal to the actual damage results. Whereas on the other card, if you roll a surge, the character's mobile, but if you roll a surge, you can have +1 damage and blast 1 and simple pierce 2. All of the stats are the same. You also have an extra armor card where after deployment you can distribute 4 power tokens among friendly figures. Now you come with 2 new skirmish story cards. One is arms salvage and one is secure munitions. Now I'm going to open up the sheet where it shows the maps on these, so if you don't want to see these, look away now. So the first one, as you can see, is a nice big open skirmish place. It looks like it's only for 2 players. And the story campaign is also quite interesting. It's a very kind of green looking area. Now, what's interesting about this mission is that if you play it, you draw in 2 different epilogue cards. One, obviously, if the rebels win, and one if the rebels lose. Also, if the rebels win, they gain 1 Spectre ally of their choice as an ally from then on, and the Imperial player, if they win, gain 2 influence points. Now, the story card itself is quite interesting. So, as you can see here, this is the story card, Intimidation Factor. Now, the Empire has imprisoned several Wookiees who rose up against their overseers. The Empire is threatening to harm these captives' families if they do not turn in the other Wookiees and rebel agents who help them. A member of the Spectres is on the way to help you get those families out of danger and deprive the Empire of this leverage. So, of course, it's the unique mission to Sabine Wren Zeb Orrelios. You, of course, have all the different power tokens, and you have 2 epilogue cards, one which is Lay Low and the other which is Liberators, which I won't read out because I don't want to kind of spoil it for myself or anyone else. You also have 6 different skirmish cards. Now, the first one is Escalating Hostility, where after you resolve an attack that did not miss, the defender suffers 1 strain, plus an additional strain for each other Escalating Hostility command card in your discard pile. So this is an interesting one that stacks. You have Carablast for Zeb Orrelios, where you use during your activation. And during this round, when a hostile figure voluntarily exits a space adjacent to you, it suffers 1 damage and 1 strain, limit once per figure. You have Rebel Graffiti, so if you feel like being a bit of an anarchist, where you use at the end of your activation, if there's no adjacent hostile figures, to gain 2 victory points. Then if you're Sabine Wren, you may redraw this card. So this is an interesting one that can force the enemy to literally engage you. And finally, we have Veteran Instincts, where you use during your activation to gain 1 power token or 1 surge, and then you can gain 1 damage or 1 surge cancellation token. It can be used in any unique figure. So ladies and gentlemen, that's everything that comes in the Sabine Wren Zeb Orrelios Blister Expansion Pack. As always, if you enjoyed this little video, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, this is Sean from The Lucky Roll. Good luck and God bless.